What's good, people? Still this Lewis King Kong Ortiz versus Charles Martin post fight reaction. King Kong just showed, he showed his age in points of the fight. I mean, he's not the Lewis Ortiz of old, but he is still viable and a crucial threat in the heavyweight division. Him and Charles Martin had a very good fight, back and forth. Uh, Charles Martin had dropped him twice. Uh, Lewis King Kong Ortiz, using his veteran pedigree and experience, and his Cuban boxing tactics, prevailed. Kept his composure, even though his legs wasn't the legs we're used to seeing from him, due to his age or whatever. But the experience and the composure, he came back, weathered the storm, and hit Charles Martin so hard that he was thinking about getting his dreads redone. It was, yeah, he got hit his ass hard. So shout out to both warriors. I will say this: Charles Martin showed a lot of improvements in his skill, boxing ability, and his ring IQ, ring generalship. Again, in the fight versus Luis Ortiz, which was a more skilled boxer, a more skilled fighter altogether. But Charles Martin put something down, a demo down, and showed that hey, he's a threat as well, and he will beat a lot of heavyweights right now. Shout out to Manny Robles and Charles Martin. They put up a hell of a fight. It was a good, very good performance. It was worth the money, So where does Lewis King Kong go from here? IBF mandatory, So they're gonna have to see the man regardless. He's been ducked countless of times from the likes of Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, Joseph Parker, many of them. Now they're gonna be put in a position where they're back against the wall and they don't have a choice but to fight the man. So great fight from Charles Martin and Lewis King Ortiz. Uh, Salute both of those warriors. Very good fight. I was pleased with that. Very good action. Um, Charles Martin still has a lot left. I think that he showed that he can compete and beat a lot of heavyweights. My personal opinion, a lot of people would have lost to that Charles Martin. Or if their chin wasn't as good, they would have got slept due to the punches that Ortiz did take or they did drop him. So, um, again, great fight from those two warriors. I was impressed. We haven't seen Ortiz in a while. Martin's has been the more active fighter, so, and he had the youth on his side, but, King Kong just showed, hey, power is the last thing they go, they say, and I listened to Johnny Rice's interview on my boy Southern T uh, page. Y'all check out my man Southern T. He cooking over there. He had him interview with him on his page, and he sparred King Kong Ortiz and Charles Martin. He said they both were heavy punchers. So I already knew that, but that's just confirmation with somebody that's been in the ring with them. And yeah, we seen the outcome. So good fight. I'd like to see if they want a rematch, run it back. But I mean, he has his mandatory spot. I mean, Father Time is ticking for Lewis King Kong Ortiz, and Father Time is undefeated. So you got to get those title fights as quick as you can. To preserve what you have left, because yeah, Father Time, like I said, is undefeated. Um, Frank Sanchez and Christian Hammer, late replacement. Um, Good fight from Sanchez. I think that he showed that he can move. Of course, even more. Showed that he's a slick boxer. He can punch. The Cuban style, the Cuban boxing school shows up in his game. Very good footwork. Very good punch output combinations. Good speed and varying the speed of his jabs, things of that nature. I think the pressure from Christian Hammer kind of got to him, which kind of alarmed me, in certain ways, because if it's a more skilled fighter, what are you going to do when you get pressure and they have a better offensive output, you know? So, um, very good fighter, very talented fighter. Few things, few holes he need to tighten up on defensively. He can fight off the back foot, but I would have liked to see him handle and adjust to the pressure a lot sooner in that fight and go from there. But I mean, I would like again to see him and Jared Big Baby Anderson. Shout out to my man BFTB. I had said that on some different previous lives. That's the fight I want to see. Big Baby and Frank Sanchez. You know, I think that'll be a hell of a fight. Um, the power from Jared Anderson, you know, can be the X factor. The X factor is definitely back because I do feel like he's a harder puncher than Frank Sanchez, but at the same time, we'll never know until we see it in action. So I want to see it. So sky's the limit for the young heavyweight division or the young rising heavyweight contenders. Um, it's in good hands, and it's more contenders that are going to continue to show up and make their presence felt. And the new crop are going to be the one carrying the torch for the heavyweight division going forward. So, it's imperative that we do our homework on these up and coming heavyweight fighters. Not just the heavyweight fighters, just the up and coming fighters in general. So you'll know who they are when they do arrive or pop up on a card. It's not like Chinese astrology to you, like, who is this? I've never heard of this person. So y'all do y'all due diligence and do y'all homework and find out who these upcoming prospects and fighters are. Um, the Gerald Washington and the Ali Demirzin, or whatever his name is. Gerald Washington looked good for about the first 4 rounds. After that, his Cass tank went to shit. Demirzin kept coming with pressure, throwing overhands. He finally started to find his range and land, and Gerald Washington got his bell rung, and once he got it rung the first time, it don't look like he kind of recovered from then, and he was just trying to hold on as much as he could until he got landed something that knocked him out, or he tried to weather the storm and to not be knocked out. Um, After the 4th round, he was completely gassed. Uh, no torque, no leg in his punches that he's throwing. I mean, you're 6'5", 260 or whatever the case might be. I mean, you big, you built, you look the part, but you don't turn and twist your hips into your punch so you can get the maximum force on it. It's just pretty much just straight arm punches, which is not stopping or not throwing anybody off their game or making somebody have to respect that. Crossroads position right now for Gerald Washington. You might not be always done, but after that performance, if you can't make it at least the 6 rounds and without being on E, you got other problems to worry about. And the tired you get when fatigue sets in, I mean, that'll make a coward out of any man. And he lost that fight in good stoppage because he was starting to get opened up on by Demirzin. I guess that's how you say his last name. And a ref stopped the fight. There it is. The first fight, the Faust and I can't remember the other guy's name. That was a great back and forth fight, and the ref stopped that fight way too early, which is very disappointing because that started off the night of the heavyweights with a bang, and I was like, man, I don't even think they expected that fight to be fireworks like that. But this little micro mini treasure troll lucky charm motherfucking ass ref didn't know what he was doing, didn't know how to do it, and called the fight, and the dude was clearly okay. Like, that is a fight that we need to see, and it would have been one of the best fights on the card for sure, which it was, but without the stoppage, it would have been even better, that much sweeter. Those two fighters got a lot of shine. They got eyes put on them so people will know who they are. So shout out to those two fighters. Frank Martin and Duno. Frank Martin did a hell of a job. Good pressure, nice speed, nice hand speed. Um, very good active punches to the body. Uh, Nice stiff jab. You can tell he's in the Derrick James stable just by his style of fight. It looked like a mixture between Errol Spence and a Gary Russell. Um, Fast, active, nice power, and overall just a good fighter. Very good performance from Frank Sanchez. Where does he go from here at the 135 division? He called that Devin Haney. Uh, Thing is, Devin Haney's trying to get undisputed because he has a fight or two left, and he's going to 140. So um, you have slim pickings if you're trying to or get a fight with Devin Haney. I mean, you don't have any hardware, so um, I mean, we'll see how that goes. He can be a viable player in the 35 game. We have to see how it shake up over the next year or two. As long as Frank Martin stays active and keep rising up his level of competition, so he can get even better, get more experienced rounds with a better opponent. He'll continue to grow as a fighter. So very good, impressive fight from Frank Sanchez. I mean Frank Martin. Um, I think Frank Martin is on his way up. Very talented fighter. Um, I'd like to see more from him. I know he signed the Errol Spence promotion, trained by Derrick James, so he is in the same stable. He gets some of the best looks, the best training, be simple fact because Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo are being trained by Derrick James. So I'm impressed with that. Johnny Rice and Michael Coffey rematch part two. I had Johnny Rice to win this fight again as well. I think Johnny Rice needs a strength and conditioning trainer who will get him in really, really, really thorough shape, and we'll see the best out of Johnny Rice. Um, he still has a very good foot movement to be his size, you know, and I mean he's a very active fighter. I mean he throws a lot of jabs, you know, and he has some power behind him. I mean he weighed in at 283. I mean that's a lot of man to move around. Coffee is the same though. Coffee weighed in at 278, so I mean it's not like he's a small guy as well. So um, Coffee, there was really no game plan, no adjustments. I mean he took more of a beating this fight than getting knocked out the last fight. Um, Coffee needs somebody to go over the basics back with this man. Um, Clearly, the game plan that they had in store wasn't conducive to the style that he needed to beat Johnny Rice. Man, no body work. Like what his trainer in his corner was trash that fight. I'm not gonna say they trash, but that fight they were absolutely trash. I mean, you have the body is there to be hit, and you don't even work the body. Then you got to the point where who's the better fighter, who's the better boxer, and it started to show as the rounds and rounds became more and more deeper uh, as the fight went on, and there you have it. I mean, back to the drawing board for that man. I mean, make a decision. Is this sport for you or is this sport not for you? You know, there's no gray area in between when it comes to being a boxer and trying to be a championship fighter. You either trying to go put in the work to get there or you're not. If you don't come in to fight with a game plan or make adjustments, then you're looking at, you know, either getting stopped or getting beat the hell up for 12 rounds or 10 rounds, however the fight uh, is being handled or how many rounds it's going to be. So that's pretty much it. I mean, overall, hell of a way to start off the 2022 year of boxing. Um, it was worth the money. So y'all continue to support boxing. You know, get sharp on these upcoming prospects because they are going to lead. Um, the charge for the new wave of boxing. I'm out of here. Peace.